Hello, hello! I'm so happy to see you today. We are starting a new week with a new theme, and we're going to sing a new song with Miss Nancy. This week we're singing Pat, Pat, Pat. Will you sing with me? Here's our music teacher.
Hello, Miss Jamie. Hello, virtual preschool friends. This week we are singing Pat, Pat, Pat from Wonderful You. Pat, 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 just like that. Pat, 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 just like that. Now squeeze your feet, squeeze your feet, squeeze your feet, 'cause that feels neat. Squeeze your feet, squeeze your feet, squeeze your feet, and now we'll pat, pat, pat again. Pat, 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 just like that. Pat, 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 just like that. Now, fingers in your hair, fingers in your hair, fingers in your fingers in your fingers in your hair, fingers in your hair, fingers in your hair, fingers in your fingers in your fingers in your hair, and now we'll pat, 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 just like that. Pat, 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 just like that. Thank you for singing Pat, Pat, Pat with me. Now it's time to go back to Miss Jamie. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Miss Nancy. Should we wake up Betsy Blackbird? She's definitely back there today. Can you call for her? 1, 2, 3. Say, Betsy, where are you? Oh, Betsy, come on out and say hello to our virtual preschool friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. How are you? Hello, Betsy. How are you? Hello, Miss Jamie. How are you? We're so glad to see you. Here, here, we're all here. Here, here, we're all here. Here, here, we're all here. We're all here together. Yay! Oh, it's so good to be with you for a new week, isn't it, Betsy? Can you guess what we're learning about this week? You see Miss Jamie's t-shirt has a clue. Construction. Do you like to build things, Betsy? I know you're always in the block center, aren't you? Do you like to build things at your house? Do you build things out of blocks or maybe outside with sticks and twigs? Maybe inside with tape and paper and boxes? Do you like to do construction? That is what we are talking about this week. The name of the person who designs the buildings is an architect. If you design buildings at home out of blocks or sticks, maybe you build things out of boxes or tape, you are an architect. An architect is the person who designs the buildings. This is a long time ago, when an architect was getting ready to build a building, the architect would draw a picture of what the building would look like with special blue ink. That's why they call it a blueprint. Today, most architects design their buildings on the computer. Would you like to see some tools that an architect might use to design a building? Here's the first one. I bet you recognize these. These are special architect's pencils. That's how the architect draws the lines on the blueprints to decide where should the windows go and where should the roof go. They use these special pencils. I use my pencils to draw the lines, draw the lines, draw the lines. I use my pencils to draw the lines. I want to draw a plan. Pencils are an important tool for an architect. Would you like to know another tool that an architect uses? Do you know what this is? It's called a ruler, and it can measure, and it can also help the architect draw straight lines because this top part of the ruler is super straight. I use my ruler to draw straight lines, draw straight lines, draw straight lines. I use my ruler to draw straight lines. I want to draw a plan. Here are some fancy tools that an architect uses. This one is so big, I don't even think you'll be able to see the whole thing. It's probably as tall as you are. And it's got a special name called a T-square. Can you see it's shaped like the letter T? And this is called a T-square. Can you say that? T-square. And the architect would use the T-square to draw a corner like this. So it's a perfect corner. I use my T-square to draw a corner, draw a corner, draw a corner. I use my T-square to draw a corner. I want to draw a plan. Yes, that's a big corner, isn't it? Here's another tool that an architect might use. This is called a scale, and this helps the architect figure out the slope, like of the roof, and you can move it and make it a great big roof like this, woo, or a little roof like this. This is called a scale, and then the architect will turn the screw so that it's stuck in this direction. I use a scale to draw the slope, draw the slope, draw the slope. I use a scale to draw the slope. I want to make a plan. And then what the architect will do, that T-square is so big, is when all of the pages of the blueprint are finished. See, they'll look to see where does the door go and the porch. Maybe there's a chimney. They will take the plan to the construction site and then use this plan. So they'll look at the plan and then build the building. I use my plan and start to build, start to build, start to build. I use my plan to start to build. I'm an architect. Can you say architect? Yes, this is a blueprint from an architect. Now, you might not be ready to draw a whole blueprint like this. I don't even think Miss Jamie could draw a blueprint that looked like this, but you can make a plan to build a building out of a box. Over here, I'm going to show you a story about a little bunny who wants to be an architect. And this story comes from this book called Not a Box. Look, it has an award on it. Do you remember what it means when a book has a sticker or an award on it like this? It means it won a prize for having really good pictures. Yep. So I'm going to tell you this story. It's a short one, but I'm going to do all of the pictures up here on the board for you. So this is a book called Not a Box, and it might help you think about what you would like to design and what you would like to build at your own house. not a box. You see the bunny with the box, and there's my bunny with a box. And there's the bunny sitting in the box. The page says, "Why are you sitting in a box?" And the bunny says, "It's not a box." Do you think you could turn the box into a car like that? Let's see, we need to give it some wheels and maybe maybe a little, what should we do? Put the bunny like this and we'll make him peek out over the cart. And he has turned his box into a car. Do you think you could turn a box into a car? That would take some imagination. And now let's take the car down and give the bunny a different box. Let's give the bunny this box. The book says, what are you doing on top of that box? You see the bunny is standing on top of the box. And then the bunny yells, "It's not a box." What is it? A mountain. Could we turn the box into a mountain? The bunny is standing on top of a mountain. Let's do it something different with a different box. Let's do this one like this. This page says, "Why are you squirting a box?" And the bunny says, "I said it's not a box." Do you think we could make the box look like a big building on fire? Let's see. If we have a box, we could add some parts like this, maybe a roof up here, and we could give the bunny a hose to squirt the box. Now you're wearing a box. Have you ever gotten inside of a box like the bunny? And the bunny says, "This is not a box." Could we make the bunny look like a robot? Let's see. Put bunny here. And then maybe we'll put the bunny inside the box like this. And give the bunny, what, a little hat? Like a robot hat? And maybe some robot arms? Does the bunny look like this? It says it's not a robot, it's a rabot. That's a funny word. Are you still standing around in that box? And the bunny says, "It is not a box." Look at all the things you could make out of a box. A pirate ship, a hot air balloon, an elephant ride, a tugboat. And then the bunny is inside and there's a window. Should we put the bunny inside the box with a window? Let's try it. You see the bunny's ears and its little whiskers are sticking out, just like in the picture. Now the bunny is thinking, and the bunny says, "It's not a box." And now it's a spaceship. You think we could turn this into a spaceship? We'll make it fly up really high. Give it some wings to fly. And maybe a rocket booster down here. It's my not a box. Could you think what you would like to turn a box into? Like the bunny? If you can think of things to turn your box into, that means that you are an architect. You are thinking and building a new design all on your own. Would you like to be an architect? Let's pretend to be an architect and to play a game with all of our tools, hiding behind some blueprints. These blueprints are different shapes. Do you know what shape this is? It's a rectangle. Well done. Here's a hard one. Do you know what shape this one is? This is a hexagon. Good job. And this one? Ooh, this is a hard one. This is like the roof of a house. It's called a trapezoid. Can you say trapezoid? And this one is a diamond. Here we have a triangle. Oh, you know this one. It's a heart. Good. This is a circle. And this is a square. And the last one is a star. Good. So we have all of these shapes, and we can hide our architect tools, our drafting tools, behind one of the shapes. Let me see if I can put this here so we can see everything all together. There, that will work. This says, where are my drafting tools? Where could they be? Pick a shape. Let's look and see. But you can peek over here at the bunny in the rocket ship. Okay. Where do you think the drafting tools could be? Can you pick a shape and we'll look and see? Which shape would you like to check first? Circle. I hear some friends saying circle. The drafting tools were not behind the circle. What's your next guess? Star. Okay, let's look and see. Nope, not behind the star. Where could those drafting tools be? The heart. Okay, let's look and see. Yes! All of the architect's tools were behind the heart blueprint. Nice job. Would you like to play one more time? Let me turn over the circle and the star. Okay, no peeking while I hide the architect's tools. Where are my drafting tools? Where could they be? Pick a shape. Let's look and see. Which shape would you like to check first? The triangle? Okay, let's look and see. Not behind the triangle. Keep guessing. What's your next guess? Which shape would you like to look behind? Wow, you know that big word? You know the word for this one? Okay, say it. Say trapezoid. Good, let's look. Nope, the shapes were not behind the trapezoid. But wow, I'm impressed that you know that that's a trapezoid. Which one would you like to check next? Square. Okay. Not behind the square. Keep guessing. What's your next guess? Where could those tools be? Wow, you know all the big shape words. You know what this is called with 6 sides? Say it. Say hexagon. Oh, wow, I'm impressed. Not behind the hexagon, though. Where could they be? Oh, you want to try the rectangle? You're really good at naming your shapes. Let's look and see. Yes! You found the drafting tools. They were behind the rectangle. Give your brain a kiss. Brain, great job. Wonderful work. Let's see, should I take these down so that we could read a book? I love the book that we've chosen for today. It is about some kids who are architects, and they build things out of boxes. And instead of being called a regular architect, let me get the book, they are called Boxitects because they build things out of boxes. Really cool, imaginative things out of boxes. This book is by Kim Smith. Kim Smith is the author and the illustrator. It's called Boxitects. I wonder what they will build in this book. Do you see all the empty boxes? Boxitects. There's the title page. Boxitects by Kim Smith. Meg was a boxitect. She loved to make things out of boxes. She loved making tiny houses, tall towers, and twisty tunnels. And she made marvelous things no one had ever seen before. Her mom looks amazed. Look. Meg was proud of her work. She could make boxes into anything. Meg's mother was proud too. She thought Meg was brilliant and creative. So Meg's mother sent Meg to Maker School, where she could be more brilliant and creative. At Maker School, there were blanketeers, spaghetti-techs, tinfoilers, and egg cartoners. There was almost any kind of maker you could imagine. But Meg was the class's first Boxitect, and that made her feel special. At school, Meg learned all about boxitecture. She learned how to make her structures useful and beautiful. Meg loved everything about Maker School. Do you see the blueprints up here, the plans? Until Simone showed up. Like Meg, Simone was new. She was also brilliant and creative. Worst of all, Simone was a Boxitect too, and she was already making things Meg had never dreamed of. In class, Simone could point out ways Meg could make her constructions a little straighter, more wind resistant, and less boring. So Meg told Simone she should build things that were less bumpy, sturdier, and much prettier. On the last day of school, the class's annual maker match was held to see who could make the most amazing thing. There was just one rule. You had to work as a team. But Meg didn't want to work with anyone, and neither did Simone. The blanketeers built with blankets and pillows. The spaghetti-techs built with pasta and glue. And the bakeologists built with cake and frosting. But the Boxitects were not building at all. They were arguing I want to make a treehouse, Meg said. No, I want to make a ship, Simone insisted. Meg drew a line down the middle of a very large box. I'll take this half. You can have the other. Fine, said Simone. Soon Meg noticed that her treehouse wasn't as large as Simone's ship, so she made her side taller and more impressive. When Simone noticed that Meg's treehouse was taller than her ship, she made her side higher and more extraordinary. Slowly, Meg and Simone's creation grew bigger and bigger. They both built and built until there wasn't a single box left. And at last, they finished. What is it? Asked a classmate. I've never seen anything like it, said another. The teacher said, it looks like it might. What's going to happen to their box creation? Achoo! Oh no. What's going to happen? Oh no. Oh no. Crash. Their box came crashing down. Your side was too wobbly, shouted Meg. Your side was too heavy, cried Simone. Oh dear, said the judge. The maker match was not over yet, but most of Meg and Simone's work was ruined. There were only a few parts left that could be saved. If we combine my treehouse with your ship, Meg started, we might be able to make one thing, finished Simone. The Boxitects decided to call a truce so they could finish the match. Working as a team, Meg and Simone quickly joined the remaining pieces together until they had created something new. At the end of the maker match, the Boxitects hadn't won first place, but they had a different way of making brilliant and creative things by working together. And they each gained a new friend. They said, what should we make next? How about a buoyant bungalow or a motorcycle mansion? And here at the end, there are some directions for how you can build your own thing out of cardboard boxes. There's even directions for how to build a cardboard castle. And there they are drawing their plans. That's what an architect or a Boxitect does. You have to draw out your plans and then build it together. Here's a fun idea for how you can make your own blueprint design at home. To make this blueprint, you can use white or blue paper. It's up to you. And then you could use any color paint that you want. I'm going to use white and some shape cookie cutters. And what we can do is use the cookie cutters to make a print and a design for something that we would like to build, maybe out of blocks or boxes. So I'm going to squirt some white paint onto my paper plate like this. You see all that white paint drip, drip, dripping? Okay, and then I can take a cookie cutter and stamp it in the paint. Make sure it covers all the sides like this. And I can stamp it on my paper. I might do 3 of these squares together. Let's see if they look right. 2 and 3. And maybe I will, can you see those? Maybe I will do some circles next. Let's see, or some triangles. Let's do a triangle roof. I'll maybe make 3 houses out of my paint and cookie cutters. 1, 2. When you're the architect, you get to decide what your design will look like. Will it look simple or really complicated like the ones in the book? And you can stamp all of the cookie cutters to make your own blueprint design. And then maybe you could try to build it yourself out of blocks. If you decide to make a blueprint either with paint or crayons or markers, I sure would love to see it. I think you're so creative. Well, friends, I had fun. Let me fix this. I had fun talking with you today about how to design something to build at a construction site. Each day we're going to talk about the tools and the trucks and a construction site, and I can't wait to learn more about buildings with you. Would you like to help me call Betsy back? 1, 2, 3. Say, Betsy, come back. Come on, Betsy bird. Hello, friends. Ooh, I like looking at blueprints. Do you? Betsy, it's time for us to sing goodbye to our friends today. Preschool time is over now. Over now. Over now. Preschool time is over now for another day. Wave goodbye to all of our friends, all of our friends, all of our friends. Wave goodbye to all of our friends. It's time to stay home and play. Hip, hip, hooray! Do you have any birdseed for Betsy? Oh, good, that's her favorite part. This is your play pack. It has some ideas for how you can be your own architect or Boxitect after the video is over. Okay, 1, 2, 3, throw it this way. Thank you, friends. Would you like to catch Betsy's kiss? Okay, hold out your hand. Get ready for it. Here it comes. Mwah. Catch it. Stick it to your cheek. Give yourself a big hug from Miss Jamie and Betsy. We love learning new things with you. We can't wait to see you again next time. Bye-bye, friends.